The Holy Grail of Caulking Tips video really was the first video that kind of put me on the map and made me start thinking, maybe I actually could be a YouTuber. Bro, that is a great story, man. But you do know there's like a lot of criticism and hate for that video, right? Yeah. I mean, I read all the comments, man. And from what I can see, there's 3 huge beefs that people have with the video. Beef number 1, perfectly summed up by Doug G. He writes, "Great tips, many thanks. However, what do you use to puncture the seal after cutting the micro tip?" Now that is a great question, Doug, and I'm happy to answer it and put an end to this once and for all. And if you're wondering what this Holy Grail of Caulking is all about, you haven't seen the first video, you can check that out right up here. Otherwise, let's carry on. That's a great question. How do you puncture the seal? So if you're using a latex caulk, any of the latex caulk in North America that I've used before, the DAP brands, the Mono brands, they don't have a foil seal. So if you cut the tip off, there's no seal in there. There's nothing to puncture. So you can cut the micro tip and you're good to go. Now, if you're in a country or you're using a different product that does have a foil seal, what you can do, so this is a silicone product. Usually silicone products all have foil seals. So you cut the micro tip on there. What you want to do is just grab a thin wire. You can find this thin 20 gauge wire at the Home Depot in the picture hanging section. So just take some thin wire, stuff it in there, and just give it like 15, 20 pokes. Pop it back in the gun and you're off to the races with Uncle Bob. He's a crazy driver, so hold on tight. Wow, that feels good to clear up. I must get that question like 2 or 3 times a day. Like every day. That's good, bro, but there's 2 more beefs left and they ain't gonna go away that easy. Beef number 2, perfectly captured by Andrew Fraser when he writes, "All you need now is the joiners to build the house correctly and you can caulk like this. In the real world, good luck with that tip." Well, that's an excellent point, Andrew. In the real world, let's talk about that. We've got 2 different scenarios here with baseboard. On the bottom here, we've got an 1/8 inch gap, and on the top, we've got a crazy WTF 1/4 inch gap. Now, in the real world, you're gonna come across these types of gaps. So will the micro tip work for this? Let's take a look on the 1/8 inch gap. Oh, and if you're wondering why this looks like I've already caulked this one time, it's because I've already recorded this video, but I didn't record the audio, so we're doing it again, just for fun. So with the 1/8 inch section there, you're probably gonna need to do like 3, maybe 4 passes just to cover that up. There you go, the 1/8 inch gap, no problem for the micro tip. Now when it comes to 1/4 inch gaps, you have to ask yourself a few questions. Why the heck is there a 1/4 inch gap in my molding? If this is the case, there might be like a giant pipe running through the drywall that's bulging it out. There could be a screw sticking it out. So if you're installing this, you're gonna wanna solve that problem before you have a 1/4 inch gap. But if you're just dealing with a pre-existing condition, this is what I like to do for the 1/4 inch gap. I pull out my special tube that I keep in my toolbox, and that is the Fat Bastard Special. And that just has a bigger tip cut on it, right? You're not gonna wanna use this for all your regular stuff, but every once in a while, if you come across a super 1/4 inch big spot, you're gonna wanna use the Fat Bastard. And there you go. Hope that answers the question for you, Andrew. The micro tip's really gonna work for 99% of the situations that you're gonna encounter. For that 1%, you have your Fat Bastard tube in the toolbox ready to go. Beef number 3, well, it's perfectly captured by Marshall Felter. He says, "By the time this guy preps for caulking, my guys would have built an entire high-rise condo." Start the clock. Exactly what type of high-rise condos are you building, Marshall? Hey, camera guy. Yo, what's the deal with that shirt? I don't know, found it in the closet. What if I told you you get one of these new shirts and it'll immediately become the most comfortable shirt that you own? How do I get one of those? Check the link in the description, man. Yo,